Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast of the Pacers live from Indianapolis, Indiana. There's no better time of year than the holidays for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. You look at the Pelicans. And the starting lineup for the Pelicans. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out there with Davis. Then there's Horford. Then there's J.R. Smith. And it's Walker in a point guard.
And really, I thought Anthony Davis a season ago just took the league by storm. I mean, jaw-dropping numbers. I think you could argue if the Pelicans' record had been a little better, he probably would have won the league MVP.
So the Indiana Pacers able to put the first points up on the board. Walker dishes to Davis. Back to Walker. A baseline J. Good on the jump shot. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Barbosa against Walker. Wade on the wing. Johnson with a screen on Smith. Wade with it. Picked up by Davis. And George, here we go. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
And we all know about Paul George and his injury while with Team USA. I mean, he has still said that he would consider playing international ball.
For George to be eager to go back and represent the U.S. in international play is a brave move.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, a lot of it might be that he just wants to put that in the past and move on. And sometimes you do that best by confronting things head on. The only way to have that be the past is to keep playing for his country.
Wade kicks to Barbosa. Kept alive by Indiana. George passes to Wade. Passes it to Barbosa. Back to Wade. Clock at 6. Fader on the way. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
Could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
Kidd-Gilchrist dishes to Walker. Smith. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Barbosa kicks to George. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
And a wide open look for Walker. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. George with the ball. Picked up by Kidd-Gilchrist. George passes to Johnson. Back to George. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Screen by Smith. Here's Walker. Outside Kidd-Gilchrist. Davis has the open look. From the high post, he drills it.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And you factor in his height advantage, it's almost unfair.
Wade outside. George sets a screen for Wade. Johnson in the corner. And George, here we go. Pelicans pull it in.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Davis. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Well, I tell you, he squeezed that orange as tight as he could before that throwdown.
Yeah, no way he was going to lose that thing on the way up. You're right, Clark.
And better safe than sorry on that one, guys.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana. Kemba Walker with an eerily similar season once again. Stats the last 3 years have ironically been very close.
Yeah, you talked about those 3 years. Almost 18 points a game in around 35 minutes. So did so on just under 16 shots as well. So becoming more and more efficient.
Here's Barbosa looking for his first basket still in this one.
You know, it's kind of one of those weird anomalies when you look at Kemba's numbers, because in each of those seasons, he played a different number of games. Just one of those kind of quirky, weird things we pick up on sometimes when our brain is foggy.
And it's Davis missing. Pacers have gone 4-7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Cauley Stein with the screen for George. From past the arc. That's good. George has got 7 points.
And for Walker, guys, and his stats, even for players considered consistent, there is more variation than what Walker has put up.
And they double up Davis. He's looking for Horford and finds him.
Nice pass there to set that bucket up.
And that's 10 of their last 12 points that have come off assists.
Smith again. It's Wade. On the wing, George. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. 9 points here for George. Pelicans trailed by 3. And Walker kicks to Davis. Here's Walker, plenty of space. It's rebounded by Indiana.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
The drive by Wade. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Last year, the Pelicans, Greg, pushed their way into the postseason. It was a neck-and-neck battle for that number 8 spot, as you recall, with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And how about the excitement down the stretch? They were able to edge out the Thunder and Russell Westbrook on that just point binge down the stretch there. And what a final day that was. A big, huge win over the Spurs let them get into the postseason for the first time under the Pelican moniker.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
And as you said, I mean, New Orleans made the playoffs for the first time under the name Pelicans. Unfortunately for them, they ran into the Warriors in the first round and were promptly swept away.
Here's Walker.
And thinking back to the Pelicans' playoffs from last year, let a 20-point lead slip away in that fourth quarter of Game 3. But they played better than a sweep and got valuable postseason experience for that young roster.
Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
Johnson can't hit. Pelicans trail by 5. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And how big was last year's trade for J.R. Smith? I mean, sent from the Knicks to the Cavaliers around midseason, Smith began to post some of the better numbers of his career, helping prove that for a tumultuous personality like Smith's, environment is key.
For J.R. Smith playing alongside LeBron and Kyrie last season, he knew he had a chance for a ring. You know, Clark, he played like it most of the time.
He sure did. I mean, instead of having to create offense, the offense was created for him, served up perfectly for him, and all he had to do was knock down open jumpers, and as a result, his shooting percentages rose after the trade.
That's good.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Smith drawing the double team. And here's Walker outside. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Walker's got 5 points so far. Barbosa with it. Pass to Wade. No good. Excellent defense there from Smith. Pelicans trail by 5. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Now, here's Wade. He has 6. In the corner, George with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Leans inside. And off the glass. That one's good. George has got 11 points.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Davis dishes to Kid Gilchrist. Kicks it to Walker. J.R. Smith on the wing. That 3 off the mark. Indiana leading by 5. And George, here we go. The feed to Barbosa. From outside, off the mark. The Pelicans have gone 8 of 15 from the field, shooting above 50% here tonight. Davis kicks to Smith. And he gets it to go. Smith's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
Yeah, and watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Timeout called the Pacers. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And, Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. John Henson's checked in for Cauley Stein. Aminu comes in for George. And it's Moutier in for Leandro Barbosa.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Davis sets a screen. Here's Walker. Moutier with her rebound.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Here's Walker. He's got 5. Davis sets a screen. Walker the pass to Kid Gilchrist. Outside, Walker. 5 to shoot. And Davis can't get it to go.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Moutier. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Miles, that's for 2. Bank shot, no good.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making. And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
And Walker kicks to Davis. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Davis has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Now here's Moutier. Comes up empty off the pick. There's 25 seconds left in the first. Outside, Walker. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here. For New Orleans, they have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
Kemba Walker hits them both. Pacers leading by 3. Now here's Moutier. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Feeds it to Booker. It'll count, and it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
And that's a big bonus for him to end the quarter as he just beats the buzzer.
That's superb clock management there, maximizing every second of the clock in that situation. Well done.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Indiana.
With the aggression they're showing early on, I mean, they're driving it to the hoop with authority and force.
And then also, they played well with their backs to the basket tonight. I mean, just really strong play in the post.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. On the court right now for the Pacers. Moutier out there with Booker. Then it's Julius Randle. Then there's Al Farouk Aminu. And it's Henson in at the 5 down low. For Indiana, they come into this one following a loss to the Bulls in Chicago. Everyone knows about the Paul George injury from last year and how it affected the Pacers. He said almost the entire season, and there was no doubt they missed it.
Yeah, and when George came back, Kevin, the Pacers got hot, but they had to put him on a minutes limit. And it wasn't just George, though. The team as a whole had a lot of injuries during the course of the season.
And Walker kicks to Davis. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Fires the 3. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
And, you know, as you said, the Pacers did have problems with injuries. The team roster missed 219 games due to injury. So compare that to the 69 games missed by the Pacers in 2014. Big difference.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
To the right side. Here's Randle. No good. And New Orleans will come the other way.
And really, guys, the most telling part of the Pacers' injury troubles was this. Had to use 15 different starting lineups over the course of the season. Just hard to stay consistent and competitive when you are always replacing an injured player in the lineup. And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two. And one feels bad for the way Julius Randle's career started. I was there that night, first game of the season, 7th pick out of Kentucky in the 2014 draft, suited up for one game, broke his right leg 14 minutes in, and the guy that comforted him the most, I recall very vividly, Kobe Bryant stayed with him the entire time when he was really in shock on the floor.
He was, and unfortunately, for so many reasons. For one, he had really been progressing in the summer league, and the Lakers obviously had high hopes for him. And when he went down, that was the start of the rest of the ship kind of going down with him.
Indiana again missing. And Jack, here we go. It's tipped, but they'll get another chance. He dishes it to Miles. The kick out to Hill. And the three off target. The Pacers have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Booker. From outside, off the mark. The Pelicans trail. And it's Hill. That time the assist from Miles. 9 points for Hill. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Moutier dishes to Henson. First shot, first pass. He's out of the blocks fast.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
To the left wing. Back to Jack. Hill passes to D'Alembert. Banked in off the glass. And the Pelicans lead by 1.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Sometimes you just got to man up and take a tough foul in order to stop these free runs to the rim.
Moutier kicks to Randle. 6 to shoot. Indiana moving the ball around. No good. And it's the Pelicans taking it the other way. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. Pass to Miles. Back to Jack. Inside. Here's Robinson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And Thomas Robinson has been on a lot of teams here in his short time in the league. Not easy to find a spot when you're always getting moved.
That free throw missing. And for Robinson, the trade's way on him as well. Clarkie said last season that he just wants to prove that he belongs here.
Well, you know, he's yet to find the right fit for a team, but the skill set is clearly there. I mean, he's an NBA player. There's no doubt about that. Looked great for Philadelphia near the end of the year as he got minutes with them.
Now, here is George. He's got 11. That is good. For the New Orleans Pelicans, their last game a loss to the Clippers. Now Miles. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. That's good.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Now here's Moutier. Randle kicks to George. Shot clock at 6. To the wing right side. It's stolen by Jack. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved a layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
No good on that one.
And guys, looking at Jarrett Jack, one word comes to mind: professional. I mean, he's as solid as they come. Tough, capable, experienced, and he proved it all again last season.
The Pacers making a change here. Johnson's checked in. George with the screen on Jack. The pass to Booker. Stolen by Robinson. Stolen by Robinson. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Talking about Jarrett Jack, he is especially dangerous at the end of the game. Not only does he make great decisions, Clark, he was a top 10 free throw shooter last season.
Yeah, experienced, tough-minded ball handlers and shot makers are always valuable, especially when it's winning time.
Johnson the screen. Boudier dishes to Johnson. And he gets it to go.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. And watching Amir Johnson, Clark, he seems so casual about silently destroying opponents in the paint, and he's carried that air about him almost his entire career.
You know what? He's rarely had plays called for him, Kevin. He doesn't produce a bunch of highlights, but he's really potent. I mean, one of the league's best at defending opponents at the rim, grabbing in-traffic rebounds. Those both are valuable assets.
Teams changing it up here. The Pelicans have gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter, up over 50%.
And talking about Amir Johnson, he's really the last of a discontinued model, if you will. When the Pistons called his name in the 2005 NBA draft, the year before the rookie age limit was put in place, he became the last 18-year-old drafted into our league. And it did take him a number of years to kind of get up to the pro speed.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Smith. Here's Horford. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Oof, this guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, he does not waste one of them.
And you know what? It's always going to be a powerhouse finish with him. We know that for sure.
And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Walker. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up.
Guys, did you know not once in Johnson's 10 seasons has he averaged more than 11 points or 7.5 rebounds a game? Sometimes he doesn't even start. And yet, there's a certain sect of followers who feel Amir Johnson is among the most valuable, efficient players in the league.
Dwayne Wade's checked in for the Pacers. Barbosa kicks to Wade. Fades away. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots. And here's Walker. 9 points in the game so far. Horford sets a screen for Walker. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Walker's got 4 points in the quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint. Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Now here's Walker. 11 points in the game. That's good.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Here's George, trailing by 5. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
Feeling it. No doubt about it. He's definitely feeling it right now. Shooting a terrific percentage from the field.
Now, here's Walker. Here's Davis. Here's the 3. And it's Walker that time on the assist by Davis. Davis has got 4 assists now tonight.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
Wade passes to Johnson. And Davis sends it back. They recover it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Inside. Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
And it's George missing.
You know, they did a good job in the first quarter getting themselves to the line, but here in the second, they've gone away from it.
Yeah, everything's been perimeter oriented, and you have to be hitting shots to play that way. And with the way the Warriors went on a rampage last year, you knew that Alvin Gentry would be in demand. Was the architect behind the Warriors' offense, is one of the best offensive minds in our league.
Here's Marjanovic. And stolen by Horford. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Kid Gilchrist leading the charge. He kicks to Horford. And the Pelicans miss again. Now with Gentry, his offensive prowess can't be understated, Greg. His peers joke and say he can draw up an open look for a corpse. I don't know about that, Clark, but we know he's talented. He's got a great offensive mind.
And you know that's right. And with this Pelicans team, he has plenty of firepower to work with, too.
Oh, he does. You're right. And now, running up the court, Barbosa pushing it up. And then Wade slams it in.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
There's the dish to Horford. And it's Horford again missing. Indiana trailing here. Wade outside. Johnson the screen. Nobody near George. And he misses the go-ahead basket. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Pelicans lead by 2. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
George having a fantastic game. He has 15 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. You look at Paul George in this game, guys. He's been everywhere.
That slasher mentality was on display in that first half. He got to the rim consistently.
Boy, I tell you what, he's got that great first step, and he must have had some quickness porridge or something because he looks a little faster today than normal.
On the floor for Alvin Gentry as we get into the second half. They've got Horford. C.J. Miles is out there with Jarrett Jack. Then it's Anthony Davis. And it's Kid Gilchrist, and it's the small forward. Indiana's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And it's Wade penetrating. He feeds it to Barbosa. Wade kicks to Cauley-Stein. And here's George for 3. Offensive rebound, Pacers for the lead. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got 4 rebounds in this game. It's rebounded by Indiana. Cauley-Stein's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. George, no good.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
And when you think of Kid Gilchrist, one thing that comes to mind is intangibles. He has a desire and intensity and a will to win that elevates him to elite status.
Yeah, you know, he never will be a great shooter, and he's still working on his jump shot. But the intangibles, you talked about it, you add heart and tenacity to that. Every team wants a guy like that.
Barbosa dishes to Randall. And he uses the glass on the layup. Randall's got 8 points.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
Left side, George. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
And talking about Kip Gilchrist, yes, he's worked to fix his shooting form last season, but the real improvement was made on the boards. He averaged 7.5 rebounds a game in only 29 minutes of play. That is outstanding.
Hill, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Smith comes in for C.J. Miles. Pacers trail by 3. Picked by Randall. Wade passes to Randall. Dishes it to Cauley-Stein. And he goes in for the dunk.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all. And for Kid Gilchrist, he was accustomed to so much winning in high school, college, international competition. He's had a rough first 3 years in the NBA, making the playoffs only once in that time. But he's a real warrior, so that has to be killing him inside. He's not exactly striking them from deep. He had 1 3-ball in the first half, still bagels in the second.
Davis sets a screen. Smith drives in, passes it to Jack. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Smith kicks to Davis. They shoot again. Good D by Wade. Randall is green on Jack. And here's George for 3. That will fall for his 7th bucket. 7 for 15 in this game.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now, here's Horford. And that one's good. Horford's got 8 points.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Wade dishes to Barbosa. Back to Wade. To the inside. Barbosa's shot is off. New Orleans leading by 3. Hill passes to Horford. And that shot misses everything. Air ball on the 3. Indiana's gone into a slump here from 3-point range. Shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Smith for 3. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed. Davis has got 5 assists in the game.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Now, here's Wade. He's got 14. And the call will be against Al Horford. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was. That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued. You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, G8, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
Yeah, as a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season-high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
Everyone understands the importance of Paul George to the ball club. That's why taking his offensive game to the next level would be so beneficial.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for J.R. Smith. Pass to Dallenberg. A special move before the shot. Dallenberg's got his second basket.
For my man PG, Paul George, so much focus has been on extending his range, but ever since he started launching over 5 three-pointers a game, he shot under 43% from the field. Maybe time for him to balance out that shot selection.
Now, here is George. 1 points in the game. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Johnson, he's checked in for Julius Randle. And then for New Orleans, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist comes in for Hill. And Walker subbed in for Jarrett Jack.
And guys, talking about Paul George, the continued improvement of his ball handling is key to generating more offense. That was a weakness of his coming out of college. He's worked on it, but making it a strength the way LeBron has would go a long way towards getting him to that next level.
Good. Pacers trail by 7. Wade outside. Kicks it to Johnson. Wide open look. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Wade's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Now here's Walker. 14 points for him. Dallenberg with the screen on George. And Miles kicks to Walker. Shot clock at 5. Off target from outside. Pacers have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far. Just above 50%. Now, here is George. He's covered closely. There's the feed to Cauley-Stein. The shot misses. Excellent D that time from Robinson. New Orleans leading by 5. Fires from 18. And Samuel Dallenberg picks up the foul. That's his first foul. So for the Pelicans, Al Horford, he's checked in for Dallenberg. Davis comes in for Robinson. And J.R. Smith subbed in for C.J. Miles. Wade dishes to Johnson. And stolen by Horford. It's Kidd-Gilchrist on the wing. Wade is covering. Indiana's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
No coverage that time. Smith's got the lead up to 7 now for New Orleans. And the Pacers call time here. Well, safe to say that J.R. Smith has never been short on confidence, Clark, his entire career.
Yeah, he's always been a guy who could actually play with confidence and back it up. When he's hot from the floor, he can take over games single-handedly.
And for Smith and his confidence, last year even he said he's on pace to be one of the best shooters the game has ever seen. So obviously not lacking in belief in his ability.
Indiana making some changes. John Henson's checked in for Cauley Stein. Aminu comes in for George. And it's Moutier in for Leandro Barbosa. New Orleans also making some changes. Samuel Dallenberg is checked in for Horford. Thomas Robinson comes in for Davis. And it's C.J. Miles in for Smith. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
And not sure if I can agree with J.R. Smith's assessment that he'll be one of the greatest shooters of all time, but he's pretty deep into his career at this point. Maybe he's hoping for a Kyle Korver type of career after 30 years of age.
Here's Moutier. Kemba Walker making his last shot. There's a good screen. Henson with the screen. Here's Wade. And it's sent back from Dallenberg. Feeds it to Walker. Pacers with the rebound. Johnson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Henson with the screen. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for New Orleans.
At the line for your Pacers.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
2 shots.
Yeah, but also give them credit for the layups they've had tonight after strong drives to the basket. And they're having a lot of trouble at the line today, and unfortunately, it's the kind of day we've seen this team have a lot.
New Orleans making a switch here. Hill's checked in. Walker goes in. New Orleans moving it around. Screen by Dallenberg. 5 on the clock. Stolen by Henson. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Smith checked in for C.J. Miles.
Checking in for the Pelicans. J.R. Smith.
Wade against Smith. Fades and shoots. And Dallenberg pulls it down. Pelicans leading by 5. Now here is Smith. He's guarded closely. Smith drawn the double team. And Walker kicks to Robinson. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that 2-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Here's Johnson. Here's Henson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
That's his second personal foul.
Clark, when you take a look at John Henson, you see one thing, length.
Yeah, a lot of it, too. I mean, he measures 6'9" with a 7'5" wingspan at the 2012 NBA Combine. His standing reach is actually 3.5 inches greater than that of Anthony Davis. Wow.
Wow is right. Booker, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. Now, here's Walker. 16 points for him.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Out to the right wing. Johnson the screen. Aminu the pass to Johnson. He dishes it to Aminu. 6 on the shot clock. Moutier with the ball. Picked up by Davis. Henson's shot is off. To the middle. And here we go. And finished off by Davis.
Assist from
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Pelicans on top, up 7. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And the final period of play just about to start. Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to Chicago. They've got Al-Farouq Aminu, Moutier out there with Booker. Then it's John Henson, and it's Johnson in at the 4 slot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. That pushes it to double digits. 14 points for J.R. Smith.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
And Davis sends it back. Smith outside. Davis again. Henson. Davis dishes to Kid Gilchrist. To the paint. And a dunk by Horford.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through, Greg. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
Well, New Orleans is still a relatively young team, but they play with the maturity, I think, Clark, that's beyond their years.
You know, Kevin, the average age for them last year was just over 25 years old, and the youngest team in the West, actually, to make it to the playoffs last year.
And Henson kicks to Moutier. Pass to Johnson. 5 on the clock. Misses in close.
And for the Pelicans, part of why they look so mature is how they protect leads. I mean, rarely giving away points for free and knowing how to close out games.
Davis setting the pick for Smith. No good off the pick. Pacers trail by 9. Here's Booker. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
And, you know, guys, the Pelicans only lost 5 games last year where they led going into the fourth quarter. They won 38 when entering the fourth quarter with the lead. That's very mature basketball for a team that's as young as they are.
Outside, Walker. In the corner, Smith with it. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Smith's got the lead up to 12 now for New Orleans.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
Booker the pass to Aminu. It's tipped. Stolen by Walker. To the inside. And slam dunk by Kid Gilchrist.
Boy, just an excellent assist. Nice work from Kemba Walker.
And watching Kemba Walker play, so explosive. An undersized floor general, nasty crossover. Really a scorer's mentality. Maybe too much of a scorer's mentality to ever be a great assist man.
Timeout called the Pacers. Greg, talking about Walker, you have to love the way he competes, his willingness, Clark, to put the team on his shoulders and carry him.
Love that competitive spirit of his. They're actually figuring out how to use him best, but he's such a dynamic offensive player. You've got to give him room to be creative at that end.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Frank Vogel addressing his team. He's not pleased with the careless turnovers offensively, saying, listen, we've got to get shots. It's as simple as that. We have to play smart and value the basketball. Kevin, did it sink in?
Smith kicks to Robinson. The pass to D'Alembert. Just 5 to shoot. Smith missing again. For the New Orleans Pelicans, their last game a loss to the Clippers in Los Angeles. And that one's good, George.
That gives him his second 3 of the half with 3 total for the game.
And Jack kicks to Smith. Back to Jack. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 3 assists now in this one.
And every once in a while, he'll show up and give you some great moves around the hoop.
Barbosa against Jack. Stolen by Robinson. And Smith with a clear path to the hoop. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And really, once he got that steal, just really nothing the defense could do.
That's why turnovers are so costly, because in many cases, they're indefensible once possession changes hands.
And George kicks to Booker. Back to George. Randall dishes to Barbosa. But he gets it back. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Here's Randall. Can't get it to go. And New Orleans will come the other way. Smith right side. He kicks to D'Alembert. Outside Jack. J.R. Smith on the wing. Robinson goes in. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
I tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
And the foul on Jarrett Jack. That is his first foul of the game. The Pacers making a change here. Wade's checked in. Down low. Stolen by Robinson. Smith with it. Barbosa picks him up. They grab their own miss. Outside Hill. Here's D'Alembert. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
And doing some dirty work on the offensive glass.
And then fouls it up, Greg, with heavy-duty jam on his mind with a terrific putback.
Got a pigeon on that one. Easy money right there, fellas. Going old school on you young fellas. Look that up, pigeon.
And a great stretch of games here for Wade at the end of last. A great stretch of games for Wade at the end of last season. I mean, he turned back the clock, if you will, for a while and really helped carry this Heat team.
Jack passes to Hill. Robinson a screen on George. Hill drives in. Back to Jack. Launches a three. Here's Robinson. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And it's George finishing it off.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Al Horford's checked in for D'Alembert. Davis comes in for Thomas Robinson. Kid Gilchrist, he's checked in for Hill. And it's Kemba Walker in for Jarrett Jack. And the Pacers call time here.
And now, let's get it.
In last season, the Pelicans made it into the playoffs. I mean, could have had an easier road to get there if they were stronger against the Eastern Conference.
And the Pelicans were solid against the East, Clark, 16-14. But as Greg was just saying, a lot of games left on the table for them.
Well, they had the lowest win total against the East of any Western playoff team. Really, the Pelicans were lucky to get in, given how many games they gave away against the East.
Indiana making some changes. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Henson. And it's Booker in for Julius Randle. Samuel Dallenberg, he's checked in for New Orleans.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
Anthony Davis.
And Davis gets it to go.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Barbosa kicks to Booker. It's George on the wing. To the inside. Booker in the corner. And again, it's Indiana converting. Here's Walker. The dish to Smith. He feeds it to Davis. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
Well, whether you call him the brow or ant or the future, Anthony Davis made the leap in year 3 to franchise superstar. I mean, still, though, he remains humble, determined to improve, and dedicated to maximizing his immense potential.
Dishes it to Barbosa. Indiana moving it around. George passes to Cauley Stein. Kicks it to Booker. Back to Wade. 5 to shoot. And that one's good. Wade's got 4 points in the quarter.
And he's been the key for their offense with the way he shot the basketball.
Yeah, he's most certainly not the reason they're in a hole. I mean, his percentage has been outstanding.
Kid Gilchrist dishes to Davis. Passes it to Dallenberg. In the corner, Smith with it. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Kid Gilchrist, no luck. Pacers trailed by 11. Barbosa with it. He's picked up by Walker. The three from George.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can see he's still in rhythm, even though he misses that one. Almost always deadly when he's that open. And every once in a while, he'll show up and give you some great moves around the hoop.
Out to the wing. Barbosa kicks to Booker. Wade outside. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Wade's got 20 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
That's tipped.
I'm not even going to comment on that one.
Neither am I. I mean, if you're going to attempt the buzzer beater, I guess I will comment. Make sure there's actually a buzzer to beat.
Fast break. Here comes Indiana. For 3, Barbosa. And he gets the bucket.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Pelicans leading by 8. Down low. Here's Kid Gilchrist. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. And that's now 8 points for Michael Kid Gilchrist. Pass to Cauley Stein. And it's sent back from Dallenberg.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for New Orleans.
Their superior ball handling won it for him here, Clark.
Well, Kevin, when you squeeze the orange, you get more shot opportunities, and that's always a good thing.
And now, for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins.
And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Kemba Walker. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. They trail by 12. There's 38 seconds left in the game. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, they can game plan all they want, but unless they can put more time on the clock, I think this bad boy's over.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they hope to get accomplished with this time out here.
Timeout.
Timeout called the Pacers. They're down by 12. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Platoon swap here for New Orleans. There's 38 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Marjanovic. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Here's Mack. There's a good screen. The feed to Miles. And Mack kicks to Adrian. Just 5 on the clock. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And the first one at the line is good. Good on both.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys.
Jones with it. From deep. The shot is off. So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now we'll send it up to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who is standing by for the postgame show.